Hello everyone, thank you for listening and watching. If this video has found you, there's a message here for you, but please take what resonates and leave the rest. So today I'm going to discuss spirituality versus religion. And this really isn't a versus, so to speak. It's just kind of explaining the difference between the two and my thoughts and experiences with both. So just a little background on me. I started practicing yoga in 2001. And shortly after I started practicing, I met my now ex-husband, and we attended church rather regularly. But even before my yoga practice, I was actually a pretty consistent church goer. I would go to 6 a.m. prayer. I would go to church every Sunday. I had a little period of my life where I was super religious. You know, I wasn't having sex, wasn't drinking, wasn't smoking weed. I think a lot of people go through that period where they're just super religious at the beginning of their spiritual journey or religious journey. But having said all of that, I used to be a very religious person. And I had a spiritual awakening in 2006. And I can remember exactly what happened. I was sitting at my computer and I was looking at MySpace. I wonder who remembers MySpace. And I kept hearing the word Maniputa, Maniputa, Maniputa. And I did not know what the hell that meant. I was like, what is that? Why do I keep hearing that? My actual consistent meditation practice didn't start till 2007. But I knew a little bit about intuition, and I had recently read Sonia Choquette's book, Trust Your Vibes. So me hearing this over and over again, I looked it up and I found out it meant solar plexus chakra. Still had no idea why I was hearing it, what it meant for me. But now I know that it meant that this was the area of my energy that I needed to work on and prioritize, because I was a people pleaser, because I had a lot of people in my life trying to manipulate and control me and suppress me. And again, at the time, I didn't know that. So I started meditating in 2007. By 2009, I was divorced. And that's when my real spiritual journey, spiritual development began. So my ex-boyfriend, my ex-husband, introduced me to the Illuminati and all of the wickedness that was taking place in entertainment and religion. So this really opened my eyes. I went down that rabbit hole of conspiracy theories and occult studies, hidden history and mysteries. And that information began to challenge everything that I knew, everything that I had learned, in my religious walk. And I formally walked away from religion completely in 2012 when I started seeing angel numbers everywhere and spirit animals everywhere. I have always worked with crystals ever since I was a little girl. I've always had crystals and stones, but my practice and understanding it's expanded when I became a certified crystal healer in 2014. And I have been immersing myself in spirituality and occult practices ever since. Now, let me just say that you can be religious and spiritual, but I don't think it's beneficial for anyone to be just religious. And I'm going to give you some reasons for that. The first reason is you blindly follow rules that are written thousands of years ago instead of trusting your intuition, instead of being in the present moment and doing what's right for you. Now, I'm not negating any of the ancient wisdom, the ancient teachings. They're all valuable. They're all useful. But when you blindly follow somebody else's teachings and somebody else's rules and doctrines, it can get you in a lot of trouble because it might not be the right path for you, okay? The second thing is that religion does not guarantee a strong spiritual connection, especially if you don't understand your religion and the teachings and if you don't apply it, right? There's people that just go to church out of routine, out of ritual, and they're not applying anything that they're learning. They're only religious or in alignment or obedient on Sundays and when they're at the church service or on holidays. But the rest of the week, they're not applying any of that. The third reason is that religion implies that God is separate from you when the Spirit of God is within you. It says that in the Bible even. But if you know that the Spirit of God is within you, then there's no need for a middleman. You can go directly to the source to get your answers. And going into the fourth reason, religion sometimes implies that their group or their organization or their religious practices are the only way to God, when spirituality shows you that there are many paths to God. I like to think of religion and spirituality as religion being boats, right? Everybody has their own little boat that floats on the ocean of God. So we all have our paths and our way to God. No way is better than the other. They're just different because we're all different. And the next reason is that religion sometimes creates a victim mentality, i.e. the devil made me do it, or people are attacking me. I'm under spiritual warfare. The devil is attacking me. We hear that all the time. I just recently watched a program where this Christian influencer, this Christian social media influencer, was stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from people. And now she's being sued by the state of Texas for theft and embezzlement, some other things. And she is claiming that this is an attack from God, from Satan, that this is a demonic attack. No, bitch, you stole money from people and you're being sued for it. And so now you want to play victim. Like, that doesn't make any sense. What you're doing is not right. And you're trying to hide it behind religion and demonic attack. No, you're a thief and a liar and you're going to go to jail. But anyways, and then that whole thing about if you don't tithe, you're going to be demonically attacked. Some people will tithe in the church and they can't even pay their own rent. They can't even pay their bills, but they'll give this 10% to the church. That doesn't make any sense. Okay? It just doesn't. I don't care how you look at it. And I'm not negating tithing or anything like that. But I'm saying that God also gave us common sense and our intuition. And we should trust those things above anything else. All right. And true spirituality requires that you face your own soul, that you take responsibility for your life and everything in it. And sometimes religion misses that. You can just pray it away. Pray it away. It'll go away if you continue to pray or continue to tithe or continue to, read your Bible. But are you taking practical action to change your life? Are you trusting your intuition and following it? Those are the only ways to improve your life. The only way out is through. Okay? And sometimes religion misses that. Sometimes. Now, I will say this again, religion in itself is not bad. Some people like that structure. They need that community element. But in order for you to have a strong spiritual connection, you have to develop a personal relationship with the God in you. And that involves shadow work. That involves strengthening your intuition. That involves protecting your energy. That involves educating yourself. Not relying on what other people are telling you. Okay? Personal responsibility. Religion cannot do that. Only purposeful action towards spiritual growth and development will get you that true and strong spiritual connection. All right? So I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I look forward to speaking to you again really soon. Thank you so much for your donations. May they be returned to you 1,000-fold. And please make sure that you're checking out my community posts and my yoga shorts and Pilates shorts that I post on a daily basis. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.